The Supreme Court is reviewing a ruling by Colorado's highest court that Donald Trump is ineligible to appear on the state's ballot under a constitutional amendment that bars insurrectionists from federal office. But during oral arguments Thursday, the high court's liberal and conservative justices appeared unwilling to accept the Colorado decision. Chief Justice John Roberts, a conservative, worried that allowing one state to knock a presidential candidate from the ballot could trigger a series of tit-for-tat decisions by other states.
I would expect that a goodly number of states will say whoever the Democratic candidate is, you're off the ballot, and others for the Republican candidate, you're off the ballot, and it'll come down to just a handful of states that are going to decide the presidential election. That's a pretty daunting consequence.
Justice Elena Kagan, one of the court's liberals, said if the Colorado ruling stands, one state could decide for the rest of the country who is permitted to run.
Like, what's a state doing deciding who gets to, who other citizens get to vote for president?
Colorado is not deciding who other states get to vote for president. It's deciding how to assign its own electors.
The back and forth reflected a debate about whether individual states or Congress should decide whether the 14th Amendment applies to presidential candidates. The justices indicated they believe such a determination could only be made by Congress. In knocking Trump from the ballot, Colorado's top court cited his conduct before and during the riots by his supporters on January 6, 2021, as they tried to stop Congress from certifying Joe Biden as the 2020 winner. But only a small part of Thursday's hearing dealt with whether Trump should be considered an insurrectionist.
What is your argument that it's not? Your reply brief says that it wasn't because I think you say it did not involve an organized attempt to overthrow the government.
So that's one of many reasons. But for an insurrection, there needs to be an organized, concerted effort to overthrow the government of the United States through violence. And the events were shameful, criminal, violent, all of those things, but it did not qualify as insurrection, as that term is used in Section 3.
Only Colorado and Maine have removed Trump from the ballot, although some other states appear to be waiting for the high court to rule.
It has impacts beyond the borders of Colorado. And I think that's why the court really felt obligated to step in here and at least decide the case.
It's not clear when the court could release its ruling, though it may feel pressured to do so quickly, perhaps by March 5th, which is Super Tuesday, when 16 U.S. states and territories, including Colorado, hold their primaries. In Washington, Cassie Simeon, Spectrum News.